turn around. I love that version. Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town by a band called Kick, an American band from an album called Kick, B-Sides and Rarities. An odd thing, you won't get that too much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The number to ring if you want to contact this program is 08. I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. Why does everybody sing like that? You all right there?
I'm listening to you. You've put me off listening to singers like that.
Hey, did you happen to see the most beautiful girl in the world? Tell her I love her. Tell her... What?
Do you know a song that I hate?
What?
A song that I hate, and people try to sing it, and every time they sing it, they say, I'm going to sing the song the way it should be sung.
Which one is that?
And they all sing it the same.
Which song is that?
Summertime
and the living is easy.
Yeah. And they all, and you go, oh,
fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. It'll have to stop.
I know.
Anyway, the number to ring if you want to contact this program is 08459 555 678. Hey, did you happen to see the most beautiful girl that walked out on me? Tell her I love her. You can sing any song in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Give us another. Something in the way she moved attracts me like no other lover. Hey, something in the way she moves
What about
me.
yesterday?
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
Hard
now all
song.
my troubles... Oh, that's great.
It's a hard song to sing in that.
I believe in yesterday. You have to kind of half talk it to make it jazzy. Anyway, here's a man who writes to me, feels as if he can communicate with me. He's a man adrift on the mainland. His name is Adam. He says, as a man even more well-travelled than myself, isn't it peculiar to see the locations we Protestants and Catholics find ourselves in when away from our own little haven in the northwest of Ireland? Personally, I've just returned from the Hedge End Conservative Club. Drink was cheap, and as the porter flowed, inevitably I was lured to the pool table like a moth to the flame. "When it stays on," said the chap with the home county's accent, and so I took on the Englishman, obviously talking louder than normal and over-exaggerating my mother tongue in an effort to intimidate my next victim. It worked. I was like Paul Newman, reborn in The Hustler, and as I potted ball after ball, one of the onlookers asked where I learned to play. "Long Kesh," I replied. I'd lots of spare time, but most of the time I was on ecstasy. They grew nervous as to look as if I was like a bulimic Johnny Adair, and I gulped the stout even quicker as my momentum gathered. As I stayed on the table, I found it ironic that here, in the Conservative Club, the puppet master of the official Unionist Party, these people were wary of me, an Ulster Scot. Their anxiety metamorphed into terror when I saluted the framed picture of Maggie Thatcher that hung over the bar, with a clenched fist salute. I then fell to the floor, inebriated from stout at 2.20 a pint. Where would you get it? And as the doorman dragged me outside, even managed to break a framed picture of Norman Tebbit. All in all, a most satisfactory evening, and one I wish to repeat again this weekend when they have the table quiz, which I intend to be under. Have you endured surroundings more incongruous than this? Yes, the Ulster man in England is a very, very strange sight to behold, and sometimes they lose the run of themselves. Here's a man...
I used to play snooker in the Conservative Club in Manchester.
Well, did you behave yourself?
Yes.
Did the people regard you as a kind of an oddity, or did they
No.
regard you as one of them?
One of them.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You kowtowed to them.
I went in. I went every Wednesday night, and at one stage they were offering me their snooker cues, their own personal snooker cues,
Offering you their own personal
because
snooker
the
cues?
cues on the rack were not. Well, they weren't good enough, and the guys would say, "Hey, I might borrow this."
And you say...
And I say, "Thank you very much," and I played, and I had my pints, and I had a wonderful time.
That's right. I like you because, you can integrate.
Yes.
Here's a gentleman who's worried about this programme.
Janet has a call for you in one.
Is that a fact?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just read out what this gentleman has to say. Could you please play a selection of your favourite songs before taking your next couple of days off, which will be next week? As when Sean is left in charge, we go back 40 years. Preferably the ones he hates, as they are always the ones that are good. If you have time, The one which has an electro voice and goes on for ages, as I enjoy working outside, looking to the sky and listening to it. Keep up the good work. He says he likes you, but only in small doses. Another gentleman contacts me and says, we want more sport on the radio. We had gymnastics yesterday.
Oh, yes.
He said, we would like to hear some tennis.
Yes.
"30 Love." New balls. Advantage, Anderson.
Oh, God, from 30 love to advantage.
I'm
Can't go
cheating.
from 30 love to advantage.
It's the last point.
Oh, game set and serving for the match.
Game, set, and match. Serving for the last set. New balls. I hit it twice.
there.
It's disqualified. Disqualified. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Sorry, we're just having a little tennis
What are you
there.
playing, ping pong there or what?
No, it's tennis.
Tennis,
sorry,
right.
I can't
Anyway,
do it.
You speak very good Ulster for a Comanche.
You speak pretty good American for a Comanche. What's that out of?
Gerry,
What's that out of? Come on.
What?
What's that out of?
That's out of...
The Searchers. The Searchers.
The Searchers.
John Wayne.
John Wayne, that's great.
Okay,
Listen,
kid.
some time back I asked you to play California Blue by Roy Orbison.
That's a good one, yeah.
And Sean left it on your desk, but you never played it.
I couldn't bring myself to touch it.
Because I think it's a fabulous song, and it brings back great memories for me.
I know that, but see,
Any chance of you playing it for me, please?
I have a personal problem with
Why?
Roy Orbison.
Why?
I can't listen to him.
But he's very good.
I know he's very good,
soothing
but
to the ear.
I can't listen to him. There's certain people I can't listen to. One of them is Joan Baez.
Oh, right. She's not bad, but I don't like her either.
Her
But
voice goes
listen,
through
have
my...
you got the cold, Gerry?
Pardon?
Have you got the cold?
No, I don't. No.
You
Do I sound
seem
as
to
if
have
I
a
have?
head cold. You sound as though if you have a head cold.
Do I?
Yes,
Well, I haven't been feeling too well. Maybe that's what it is.
that's probably what it is.
Some small medical problem of which I'm not aware.
Right. Well,
Come-
you know what to do there?
I really
Go to the
don't.
nearest pub.
Well, we play California Blue for this man.
I think you
Right.
should.
Well, we play California
Yes.
Blue for this man.
Please,
Yes.
Jerry.
This man accuses you of putting it at my desk once.
Oh, yes, you did. Sean
I
did.
did.
He done it, but you were in bad form that day.
That might have been what it was, yeah.
Yeah, so but you're in good form this morning.
I'm in fine form. Why wouldn't I be? The world is young.
Good. And I agree with you. See, voting is a mug's game.
Waste of time. If
Here,
nobody
listen.
voted, there'll be nobody knocking on our doors.
I want to
Yeah,
ask...
very good.
People should be elected by a committee.
I want to...
Okay.
Bert, is it Bert, is it?
Yes, Bert.
Bert, I want to ask Gerry something now that you're here.
Right.
You're a Roy Orbison fan.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson maintains that Roy Orbison can't sing and couldn't sing. But I want to ask him this: how come George Harrison and Chris Christopherson and people like that all rated Roy Orbison highly and wanted to play with him? Eric Clapton and people
You know,
like that.
can I tell you something, Sean?
Yes.
Elvis Presley said, and this is true,
Yes.
that Roy Orbison was the best singer he ever heard.
There you are. I mean,
was
the
the best-
Travelling Wilburys headhunted him.
No,
When
I
they
mean that.
formed the band,
No.
he was
Elvis
the final
Presley
piece in the
said that.
jigsaw.
You're getting the wrong end of the stick here. I never said that he was a bad singer.
Yes, you did.
I said he wasn't. He couldn't sing live. He
Here, he's
he
a
was-
great singer
he
live.
no, he wasn't.
He sang in Ballymena. Did you see him in Ballymena?
I missed that. No, but he was a great recording artist, but he couldn't sing him live.
Oh, he was a good singer.
I remember Derek Dean saying to
Janet
me,
says no.
"What do you mean Janet says no? She
Janet
wasn't
says
even
no. She
born.
screwed her. What do you mean? She screwed her nose up and says no. You're wrong.
How did she know that? Did she ever hear Roy Orbison live?
She's got all his tapes.
Did
No,
she ever
it's
hear him
brilliant.
The
live?
video recording Roy Orbison in black and white. It's
See, my
Roy
mother,
Orbison
God
and
bless her,
Friends. That's live.
I'll tell you a story about Roy Orbison now.
Right.
I'll tell you a story about Roy Orbison. I was very friendly with the guy who made his first record. It was a fellow called Fred Foster, who wrote Me and Bobby McGee along with Chris Christopherson.
Very good.
Fred Foster was the head of Monument Records
Lovely.
in America, and he discovered Roy Orbison,
Right.
and he brought him into the studio.
Yeah.
And the very first song they recorded, he couldn't sing.
Oh, God.
And they were going to pack it in, and then he realised that Roy Orbison was shy.
All right.
So what he did was he got a number of screens.
Yes.
He made the backing track.
That's right.
All he had to do was sing. So he
right.
erected screens around him and put coats around him so nobody could see him. And he sang on his own.
Okay.
He couldn't sing if people were looking at him.
Gerry, see, when you think about it, the fellow had an awful tragic life.
Well, that was after. He didn't have so much tragedy up until he was famous. It's
When
only
he lost
after he
his
was
wife,
famous.
When he lost his sons. And,
Yeah, but that was after he was
yeah,
famous.
I know that, but the man had just...
I know. But that wasn't the cause of his shyness.
Well, he got
all
over that.
All the bad things that
Obviously.
happened to him.
but he's a good air. Deep down, he's a very lovely man.
The one thing that I always remember was Derek Dean used to be a singer in the Freshmen, and Derek Dean used to be made sing Roy Orbison songs even though he wasn't really a soprano like that. And he used to worry about it, so he appeared with Roy Orbison one night, and he was singing all Roy Orbison songs, but he didn't have to do them that night.
Right.
And he said he was kind of relieved because he couldn't sing Roy Orbison songs, but then when he played with Roy Orbison, he realised that Roy Orbison couldn't sing them either. So he felt a bit better.
But
I don't
listen,
believe that
do you
for
know a fellow
I'm
called,
telling you what the
do
man
you know
said
a
to
fellow
me.
called-
Don't believe that.
That's what the man said
Derek
to me.
Dean said Roy Orbison couldn't sing.
He said he couldn't sing Roy Orbison songs.
I don't believe that. I'm going to ring Derek Dean.
Don't you ring him.
I will.
Gerry,
Exposing my lies.
Yes.
Don't do that. Yes, sorry, Bert.
do you know a fellow called Gerry Caulfield?
That name sounds vaguely familiar.
He was a member of the Qantas group.
That's right. I think you're right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But he said, you know what he said about you? He said, you're nothing but a low-down Yankee liar.
That's me summed up. All right, then. Thank you for that.
Bye.
You speak pretty good English for an Ulster Scat. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye. There's a man who wants a query. He said, I went to my local newsagents and I saw they'd put up a big sign saying no reading in this shop. No, people stand reading the magazines and stuff. But he said it was ambiguous. So he decided to test the guy. So he lifted 4 different bars of chocolate, went up to the counter and said, which of these is the dairy milk? She wasn't allowed to read it, you see.
Yes. I know.
The fella told him he'd have to buy all 4 and ask his wife.
Me and Elaine, we've been hanging around in what was once sailor town, drinking cheap red wine by the light of the Belfast moon. There's nobody left here that works at the docks. It's all urban renewal in apartment blocks. Summer is fading, winter will be coming soon. The walls in the city have a lot to say about the UVF and the IRA. It's cold by the river, but the sky is full of stars. But these walls say nothing about who I am when I'm singing in the garden at the Rotterdam, doing brown-eyed girl, whiskey in the jar. And I know they're tearing it down street by street. Look out below, there goes the ground beneath your feet. Elaine's mother thinks I'm some kind of crook. She meets me at the door with a dirty look. My welcome run there is starting to wear thin, because I promised everybody I would knuckle down, but my grades weren't good enough this time round. All my time runs out in the end. And I know they're tearing it down street by street. Look out below, there goes the ground beneath your feet. Me, I can't wait to be rid of school, but Elaine's got a place at Liverpool. By the time September comes, she'll be gone. She says she'll text me every day, but that's something she feels she has to say. She'll call me once at Christmas and then move on. Me and Elaine, we've been hanging around in what was once Sailor Town.
That's Anthony Toner, of course. That's a song called Sailor Town. Do you remember me telling you about a book called The Elimination of Accidents by a man called Robert Gerry?
That's a long time ago, I do. And you read from it.
I'll tell you what, I've rediscovered it. I've been reading it this last month or so. And the longer I read it, the more I realise this is a classic.
It is?
Now, I don't know if Robert Gerry is alive or dead. I wonder, would anyone let me know? He wrote this book because he said to himself that if nobody had accidents, we could empty the hospitals and turn them into community centres and billiard halls.
But you see, you can't argue against
You
anything he
can't
writes.
argue against that, anything he
That's right.
writes. No, I was just looking at this last night, and I thought it'd be a good idea to enlighten the people, because there are people out there who do not realise that their lives are being led the wrong way. Now, there's a particular series of headings on the book called Economic Laws. And, for instance, there's a chapter on animal, birds, creatures and insects, area use, a chapter on your bicycle, a chapter on business, cat observation, dress, dogs, environmental control, household balance, household filing, locks and keys, maintenance, marriage, material cycling, material storage, and mathematical sociology. I bet you have never concerned yourself with that.
Never.
I'm going to read a number of laws. These laws are considered to be immutable. This is part of a chapter called Economic Laws, Dress. This is all you need. All these men running around strutting like peacocks, the latest fashion. You don't need any of that. These are the fundamental laws of dress by Robert Gerry from his book, The Elimination of Accidents.
Is Robert a Belfast man?
Oh, yes. Yeah. And I talked to him, and see if he's still alive, and I sincerely hope he is. I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Because the more I read this, I've been reading this on and off this past 3 or 4 months. I'm going through a change, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
When did that book, when was it first published?
Oh, 1990.
Is it that long?
20 years ago.
Is it that long?
And he printed it himself, and it's a huge book. It's a weighty tome. There's 600 pages.
Wow.
And this is only one page. So this is all the stuff that you need to know. Some of the laws may seem to be self-evident, but some of them are surprising. I'll just read them as they come. There's a number of them, but I don't need to number them. They come under numerical headings. 1. Dress suitably for each environment. 2. Dress well. The body is the temple of the soul and should be well dressed. 5. Do not overload pockets. 6. Dress according to the weather forecast. 7. Have a specific pocket for each item required in work. Example, 1. Always put your penknife in your right-hand trouser pocket. Always put your pencil and notebooks in your right-hand hip pocket. And always carry a £10 note and keep it in your inside coat pocket. And your keys should always be in the right-hand trouser pocket or where the key is normally put.
But what if you're a blacksmith?
Never put a pen in the top pocket of the coat if there is no clip to hold it there. If you have any questions, just interrupt at any time.
Okay.
Always carry a piece of string in the pockets of your trousers. Trousers should always have a penknife in the pocket. Detail a specific pocket for each item. Have braces on each pair of trousers. There should be nothing in your trouser pockets but exactly what you need. Keep a spare coat pocket for odds and ends. Penknife, of course, remember, in right-hand pocket. Safety pin should always be kept behind left-hand lapel of coat. Sunday and work clothes should be similarly equipped. No transfer of equipment should be necessary. Braces are better than belts for comfort and physical health, as the belt confines the internal organs.
I would love to wear braces, but I don't know where to buy them.
Have 4 pairs of braces, and you do not have to change them from one pair of trousers to another. Each garment should be fully equipped so that no changeover of equipment is necessary, as time is money. And here's something that you're going to have to argue with.
Right.
Even your wallet should be in triplicate.
Well,
Three wallets. That means your money should be. You should carry 3 times as much money as you need in case you lose one. This is the part I like. 3 outfits are usually adequate. Your number 1, your best outfit. Number 2, your moderate outfit for dress and work. Number 3, work outfit for rough work. What that is defined as is up to the individual. You may have more than 3 work coats, but only keep 3 in use, 2 for drying out and 1 for wearing. Should you have more, put them in storage until the 3 you are using start to wear out. Purchase 3 pen knives, 1 for each outfit. Different types of knives to test which is best. As you have 3 outfits, 1, dress clothes for church or special occasions. Do you have that?
no.
You've no dress clothes for church or special occasions.
I don't think so.
2, clothes that you could go in and out and also do clean work. Do you have clothes like that? 3, clothes for rough or dirty work, which can be classified as work clothes. All these should be numbered 1, 2, 3. The secondary clothes should be numbered 2. The advantage of this is that should you promise someone a small item, you can put it in the pocket of the outfit you know you'll be wearing when next you meet that person. For example, you'll enjoy this. I promised my friend Percy a golf ball as he plays golf, and I had found one in my storeroom. As I meet Percy at my church each Sunday, I put the golf ball in the pocket of my Sunday jacket. So that I would have
That's
the golf
right,
ball
that's good, yeah.
when I met Percy.
The only thing is, I don't put anything in my jacket pockets.
That's because you've no golf ball in your storeroom. Example 2. I promised a small boy a penknife. Now, as he's not a member of my church, but is a member of a swimming club, I put it in the coat pocket of my secondary clothes because I always wear my secondary clothes when I go to the baths. Mentally imprint on the memory bank which clothes you wear to each place you go. And this is the last one. Purchase clothes number 1, 2, 3 would be best for sewing in the inside pockets of the 3 coats. That's putting a number on your clothes. Although you may have several work coats, only use one on a regular basis, the reserve work coats should be kept in a dry storage room. The only time you should change a work coat is when it has become wet, damp, or needs washed, or indeed, as a final end, discarded.
But you see, there's nothing in that about frocks or handbags.
We'll come to that tomorrow. I think there's real wisdom there.
Absolutely.
You've never heard anything like that in your life, have you?
I wanted to hear about the bicycles.
Maybe tomorrow as well. We may talk tomorrow about the type of string you use to tie up all your keys. This is the West Ocean String Quartet, which will be playing live on this programme on Friday morning, including a performance from Dan Eggs. That sounds like a lively morning, eh?
Doesn't it? Thinking now I should have played that music underneath the reading from Bob's book.
I'll do that tomorrow. Robert Gerry is alive and well. A man talked to him yesterday on the Woodstock Road. Just goes to show you, there is a God in heaven after all. Back after the news.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
And with the BBC News at 11 o'clock, this is Keith Burnside. The Police Federation has welcomed the prospect of a delay in phasing out the full-time reserve. The Chief Constable, Matt Baggett, may keep officers on for an extra 9 months because of the distant Republican threat. The Chairman of the Police Federation, Terry Spence, welcomes the move.
We can't afford to lose those officers at this very critical time, and I have asked the Chief Constable, I've asked the Policing and Justice Minister, and I've discussed this matter with members of the Policing Board as well, that they should have their voluntary severance packages red circled so that they can be retained beyond the 31st of March next year. It's an important first step, but it is only a first step.
A man's been charged with possession of the drug methadone with intent to supply a fortnight after the drug became illegal. It follows police raids in Lurgan and Waringstown yesterday when £30,000 worth of methadone was seized. 2 other men are still being questioned and a woman has been released on bail. The Irish Rugby Union is demanding the withdrawal of poster ads featuring glamour models which claim to be proud sponsors of Irish rugby. The ads are for a brand of crisps and carry photographs of scantily clad women. The IRFU says the advertising campaign is a blatant and tasteless exploitation of women and runs counter to Irish rugby's strong family focus. The IRFU also says the Crisp Company is not a sponsor of Irish rugby and it's complaining to the Advertising Standards Authority. Share prices have fallen across Europe because of concerns about the financial crisis in Greece. One of the major credit rating agencies, Standard & Poor's, has downgraded Greek debt to junk status because it believes there's a reduced chance that Greece will repay its debts. The company that owns Argos and Homebase has reported an 11% fall in profits. The home retail group made pre-tax profits of almost £300 million last year. It said the coming financial year was likely to remain difficult. On to the weather with Barra Best.
A good deal of cloud around today, but it should stay largely dry with just the odd shower possible, especially in the west. We should see some brightness or hazy sunshine at times too, and it will feel warm when we do, with highs of up to 17 degrees. Another mild night to come as the cloud sticks around, with lows of around 8 or 9 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
If you're heading into Belfast, traffic is moving well on the main routes and motorways with no major delays to report. Then in the east, lane closures continue on the Newton Ards Road from McMaster Street to the Albert Bridge Road junction. That's from 9:30 to 4:30 each day this week. Also, North Bank is closed from Killigan Bend to Mount Marion Avenue. And finally, at the George Best Belfast City Airport, Flybe's Glasgow arrival at 12:10 has been cancelled. Debbie McGrory reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster. On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, SDLP leader Margaret Ritchie takes your calls on the Talkback election phone-in. Your questions on their key policies. What will they do to bring jobs? How would they implement inevitable cuts? If elected, will they turn up more? Tweet Wendy Talks Back or call now my election phone line 90338 255. Then after 1, swinging cuts by the Education Minister in youth and community funding. Is your job under threat? And hunky-dory, they ain't. More on those sexy rugby ads the IRFU wants them pulled. Join me, join in the debate on Talkback at 12.
This Saturday, Gardener's Corner pays tribute to John Cushney.
He was such a generous man. He made opportunities for other people, and you knew that If you were on with John, that it was going to be fun. You knew that.
When you read his articles, they really are quite distinct, and you would really know, yeah, John Cushney has written that. It's almost like he was speaking but writing at the same time.
I can still see him breezing through the door in his John Cushney style uniform, because he always wore the same style of clothing, and there was always a smile, and it was always very welcoming.
Gardener's Corner, a tribute to John Cushney, here on BBC Radio Ulster this Saturday morning, just after the 9 o'clock news.
The long stain, long stony face, long gang out of yon place. King James, oh hear the Scots, let us bide a while, then send us o'er the golden mile. The causey stones the robber's way, the bigger lap and big at the bridge, so here we danced and came to stay. The long stain, long stony face, still standing, still, though all of us displaced off dale and hill. Where to go to feed the chuckies, where to stand, our boots are mucky, all set to farming in the fields, or in the hills black nebs named, nae yield. Poor old buggers still on the game to just survive. Long stain, long stony face, learn to ply and learn to sew, robbing less we built our homes, a barn, a tower, a wall, a fence, a ditch, a shield, set for defence. Few of us have leaders now, all a one and nae to bow. Individual folk we be, ne'er used to e'er bend the knee, ne'er to worship any throne, set for one, to him alone. We look to him, nae bag nor car, nae riches need, but who we are. For all our riches are all at home, the wife and babbies and friendship song, to sing and play the jig and reel, a warm place, a muckle creel. So many came as exiles, so many came in chains, nae body will ever harness us, we don't work well in long rains. We'll plough the ground and work for you, we'll work both night and day, for all we ever seek from you is a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. But never think we worship you, for our calling is much deeper. It flows down through our bedrock as we wake or as a sleeper. Nay, politician, king or man will lead us all like donkeys. This guff is just no meaning, boy, and me, I couldn't give a monkey's. This lang stain, still standing, still, throws nae saddle shadow o'er me. It marks the sun, the moon and stars, this means that I am free. So culture vultures listen long and hard, and Ulster Scots a hybrid. Nae dull old lump of lard, a shiny dapple thing, a mongrel through and through. It is our deep held strength, you know. Where there's brass, there's always poo. So bridle up your dull old gaze and lead it up the Roddens. I am proud of who I am, a mix of pins and bobbins. Not one flag will do me. You can throw them in the bin. Not one party show me could get me ere to swim. I'll keep my wee feet on dry land. I'll stand by this here stain. It was raised long before me, and by the long stain I will remain. Cheerio now.
We go down to the indie disco every Thursday night. Dance to our favorite indie hits until the morning light. At the indie disco, the indie disco, at the indie disco, yeah. We've got a table in the corner that is always ours. Under the poster of Morrissey with a bunch of flowers. We drink and talk about stupid stuff, then hit the floor for tainted love. You know I just can't get enough of the indie disco, the indie disco, at the indie disco, yeah. Give us some pixies and some roses and some valentines. Give us some Blur and some Cure and some Wanna Dies. And now we're moving to the beat and staring at each other's feet. I wonder if she fancies me, yeah. At the indie disco, the indie disco, at the indie disco, yeah. And when it's over and I'm freezing on the night bus home, I think of her and I sing the words to my favorite song. Oh yeah. She makes my heart beat the same way as at the start of Blue Monday. Always the last song that they play at the indie disco, the indie disco, at the indie disco, yeah, 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 at the indie disco, the indie disco, at the indie disco, yeah.
That's Neil Hannon, of course, Divine Comedy. That's his new single. That sounds good, that, doesn't it? At the Indie Disco. That'll be released on the 31st of May. No, it won't be. It'll be released on the 24th of May. It's from an album called Bang Goes the Knighthood. And also before that was Stephen Hall, The Lang Stain, which I love. It's great. Stephen's going to come in someday in a couple of weeks' time and do some of his stuff for us. If you're interested in anything that he does, there's an email address, theweebear, TheWeebear at hotmail.com. Little information about that. Someone on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Noelle, is it?
It is, yes.
Hello, Noelle. I believe you're doing something quite unusual for Derry's bid to be UK City of Culture.
That's exactly right, Gerry. Yes, indeed.
What a great, exciting thing that is. I really do hope that we come through, because this is just what this city needs, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Shot in the arm. Make everybody proud again.
Yes.
So what are you going to do?
Well, it's really a call out for volunteers, musicians and singers. We really want to raise the profile of the bid for City of Culture and indeed Cultures, because we think this is a fantastic opportunity, and we want to invite musicians and singers to participate and play pianos that we're placing in strategic places across our shopping centres and our hospital. And it really is just to, I suppose, let people see that music is a very, very powerful medium. To be able to access a piano in a very unusual place is something that's quite quite unique.
You're going to have maybe a piano, maybe in a shopping centre, or right in the middle of the kind of fairway.
Yes.
And you're inviting people to come along. Do you want people to play all the time, or can anybody just go up and play them?
Well, what we're trying to do is we want to ensure that people have an opportunity to play, but we want to coordinate in such a way that there isn't a long queue, and really what we're encouraging people to do is to register their interest in the bidding office or City of Culture bidding office off Waterloo Place, the old Northern Counties building.
Yes, okay.
And I have the telephone number here.
Well, could you give us that, please?
Yes, it's 02871 36 3558.
Okay, that's 02871 363558.
Yes.
So if anyone out there wants to play a bit of piano, any particular dates for this, or is this a long-term
we're
thing?
hoping to kick off this Wednesday, and or actually by tomorrow we're going to have the pianos in situ, and just watch the space. There are all sorts of pop-up events planned as part of the bid for City of Culture, and I have to say a big thank you to Henderson's Pianos. They've been absolutely fantastic. Gerry Henderson and his team. A big thank you to we have the Western Education Library Board, and we have Voluntary Arts Ireland, the University of Ulster, Northwest Regional College, Derry City Council obviously, and ILEX. The people that are involved in actually pushing this bid to the fore, and it's a call for youngsters, children, adults, just to come and play, but also to help us to supervise the pianos, because these are very, very precious keys, and these are the keys that are going to unlock the talent of this city and win the bid for City of Culture.
Absolutely, because there was a young lady on this programme a couple of weeks ago, a young lady from Derry, Stoke Londonderry.
Yes.
Her name is Maeve McGinley.
Yes.
And I know that people in Vienna regard her as being a young Mozart.
Yes.
And she is from a background with no music whatsoever. She didn't even have a piano in her house. It's as if God just came down and touched her.
Yes.
And there are people like that. And sometimes they don't get out.
Yes.
Sometimes they're never developed.
Yes.
Anyway,
when you look at it, we're going to have a piano in Altnagelvin Hospital as well, because the power of music to heal, to support, to just relax and recreate. We've many masterpieces, master plans that we're hatching, and loads of pop-up events. So please support us. Call into our bidding office. Register your support on our website, www.cityofculture.com, and let's raise the roof.
Yeah, well, music has always been a vital part of the culture in this city, and nobody ever give two hoots about it. So maybe, perhaps, we'll get noticed this time.
I think so.
So I was going to ask you, you've already got your pianos.
We've
that's
got
brilliant.
Pianos courtesy of Henderson's.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the number. Anyone who wants to get involved in that, to get themselves a slot, get organised. And you said it's not starting today, is it? It's next
Well, we're
Wednesday.
actually planning to have the pianos in situ today.
Oh,
so
right,
really,
sorry.
we want to sort of make sure that from a health and safety perspective and from public liability, it's really important that these precious keys are respected, and that they're played, and that people are able to enjoy the experience as well. So we need volunteers on two counts. We need to play the pianos, but we also need people to actually to supervise them as well.
You don't want people coming up full, sitting down and saying, let's have a sing-song.
No.
All right, so the number is 02871 363558. And we've got that number if anyone's missed it.
Brilliant. And check out the website and Facebook. There's some fantastic things happening. Performances in windows, brilliant pop-up events, mob flashing in terms of musicians and artists, and anybody who's interested in the whole area of self-expression and interested in making their mark, please contact us and call in to our bidding office. We have a special booth there as well. You can register your story, and we know that we have a collective and individual story here, particularly of the people in this city, and they are legendary.
And also today is the start of the City of Derry Jazz Festival,
yep,
which does no harm either.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Someone else in the line here. Hello?
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, hello.
Hello. This is Gillian from Bangor.
Yes, Gillian.
And I would just like you to give a wee mention, or I suppose I'm giving a wee mention now at the moment.
Yeah.
We're running a little line dance night in the British Legion Club.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I know.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Line dancing, I thought that had died out.
Oh, no, I know you hate it.
If I want to dance at the back of somebody's head,
well,
I go to the pictures.
Look, Gerry, we don't dance to Achy Breaky Heart.
Yes, you do.
No, we do not. We do not.
If I want to stare at the back of somebody's head,
we all say there's line dancers on. Oh, get the Achy Breaky Heart on.
All
no
right,
thanks.
then. Okay.
We're running this little dance. The proceeds are going to the Mehaho, MEHAYO Centre for Disabled Children.
Mehaho?
Yes,
well,
in
what
Tanzania.
Is that? It's African. This is African.
It's in Africa.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yes, there's 90% of the children with mental disabilities die before the age of 5.
Oh, dear.
And we're working in cooperation with Disability Aid Abroad, and Warren want to help the girl Linda, who runs the centre out there. So we're just running a wee dance this Friday night.
That's excellent. So where is it again?
At the British Legion Club, and could all line dancers come along, and it's £5.
All right, huh?
We will have a little game of bingo in the middle of it for a laugh.
Of course you will. How could you resist it?
Of course we will, yes. And we're doing lots of dances. Not all country, I'm afraid. But, yes, so it's from 8:30 this Friday night.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Hope
Thank
that's a
you,
good
Gerry.
night. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. I was at a movie the other night. I was just reminded by something that young lady said about line dancing, country music. And
I can't take it.
I can't
take it.
I went to a movie the other night. It was on QFT. It was part of the film festival. It was called American, the Bill Hicks story. Bill Hicks, of course, as you probably realise, was a comedian, gifted comedian, American comedian, who died tragically early. He was 32 years old. He died 16 years ago. He'd have been 48 today if he was alive. And but he was just a genius. He was even better than Jimmy Carr. You know?
Wow.
And that's how good he was, or Frank Skinner. And he was
I like Frank Skinner at
What?
times. At times I like Frank Skinner.
I know, but that's what's wrong with you.
At times.
Yeah. And one of the things about him was that his very last performance was on his very last TV show was on the David Letterman show in 1993, December it was. And whatever it was about that whole thing, they recorded it, of course, and David Letterman himself, he bumped it. He said he didn't want it, so they cancelled it. And it broke his heart. So a year later, 13 years later, last year, David Letterman had a change of mind, and he brought Bill Hicks' mother on, and he apologised to her for not letting the people see his last television performance.
Why did he pull it? Because he had died? He didn't think it would be...
No, he hadn't died. He was alive. He just thought it
wasn't good enough.
No, he thought he thought the material was offensive.
Oh, right.
And which it wasn't really, and he admitted that the material was offensive, and he didn't know what was wrong with him, and he said it told the people more about him, and he was ashamed of it. So he brought his mother on, apologised to her, and he played the set. And one of the first things that Bill Hicks did was he came out and he said, "It's great to be on a television show." He said, "I myself am going to star in a television show shortly. It's not a talk show. It's a participation show. The first one is called Hunt Down and Kill Billy Ray Cyrus." You see,
that's not 16 years ago.
Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus that's when he had Billy Achy Breaky Heart, 16 years ago.
No.
Yes.
Janet?
Fingers do the working.
Did we only get that recently? I thought...
What do you mean? Did we only get that?
I mean,
he recorded it a long time ago.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It only came to prominence, how long was Achy Breaky Heart out? You tell me it was 16 years ago everybody was running around singing that? 16 years ago?
Well, they might have been singing that, but they were singing something else by. Let's put it this way. All I'm saying is that Billy Ray Cyrus was knocking about 16 years ago.
Oh, yes, Billy Ray Cyrus. That was his last effort at recording Achy Breaky Heart.
Well, there you are.
And he says, if I don't make it this time, that's it, I'll pack it in. Sure, that's why the whole song's about his life.
So I think we should transfer that show here. I'm going to do a front program called Let's Hunt Down and Kill Westlife.
No,
Darkness at the break of noon. Shadows even...
1992, Achy Breaky Heart.
In the church.
Recorded. I want...
Yeah, but I wanted to know, when did it come to prominence? When was it?
1993, probably.
I find that hard to believe.
I want an apology.
No, I'm fine. I didn't say you were wrong.
Yes, you did.
No, what I was saying to you is, cooey, golly gee.
I've been told through my ear from a man who does research, there's more than you people in there do.
Janet's Googling.
Too late.
What?
It was in the charts.
Janet's on the phone.
In the English charts, 1993.
I find that hard to believe.
So shut your mouth.
No, what I'm saying is, where are the years going? That's what I'm saying.
They're all diving into your golf bag.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Break of noon, shadows, even the silver spoon, the handmade blade, the child's balloon, eclipses both the sun and moon. To understand, too soon. There is no sense in trying. they bluff with scorn. Suicide remarks atone from the fool's gold mouthpiece. The hollow horn plays wasted words, proves to warn that he not busy being born is busy dying. Temptation's page flies out the door you follow. Find yourself at war. Wash waterfalls, a pity roar. You feel to moan, but unlike before, you discover that you just be one more person crying. So don't fear if you hear a foreign sound to your ear. It's alright, Mom. I'm only sighing.
That's a band called The Ducks, spelt not the way you would imagine. D-U-H. I have to say H as well because we need balance. D-U-H-H-K-S, Ducks. It's all right, ma, I'm only bleeding. Bob Dylan's song from a celebration of the music of Greenwich Village, The Village. That's what the CD is called. Here's a man who writes to me about live performers. He wants to, well, put the record straight. He said, the best, truest and most versatile singer-stroke performer ever has to have been Marty Robbins.
Wow.
I left my hometown one bright summer's evening, went to the station to catch me a train. Although...
Did he sing that?
No.
El Paso.
I don't know.
El Paso.
I think he did, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
He did, yeah.
Marty Robbins. No,
Michael?
That was Marty Robbins. That was...
Listen,
Houston Wells.
I'm very concerned. No, I think Marty Robbins sang it.
Houston Wells.
In El Paso.
El Paso.
Martin
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. What's the one I sang?
You sang...
I left my hometown. That's the streets of Laredo.
But it's
Did he sing that?
No, it was Houston Wells.
Houston?
Yeah.
Houston? No, it wasn't Houston Wells.
It was.
Why don't you just Google the things
What's
and
the
stop
song
arguing
called?
with me? What's Janet doing? Ask Janet to put her knitting down.
Only the heartaches are waiting.
Only the heartaches are waiting for me.
That was Houston Wells.
Horrible, horrible song. The best and truest versatile singer-performer has to have been Marty Robbins, although best remembered for country and western hits like El Paso. What's the other one? Big iron on his hip.
Yeah.
Big
Okay,
iron on his hip.
100.
He had a big iron on his hip.
The
Big
hanging
iron
tree.
on his hip. Don't Worry, a song called Don't Worry. Don't worry, be happy. Remember he did that? Don't worry, be happy.
He also wrote You Gave Me a Mountain.
He also sold millions of records of his Hawaiian flavored tracks. Likewise, early rock numbers like a white
sports
coat and a pink carnation. You didn't realize he had anything to do with that.
Yes, it did so. And it's also a white sport coat. Not
That's what I
sports.
said.
No, you said sports.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Okay, let's roll back a tape. A white sport coat. You see? Well, he also sang, He gave me a mountain.
Yes, that's a big Elvis song. Elvis sings that.
Oh, God, my head's light. That made my head light. Hold on a minute, I recover. The vertigo. Marty's Grammy for El Paso was the first one ever awarded for a country and western recording.
I didn't know it.
Because they have
Even
the technology.
if it was a man?
What?
Even if they were a man?
Yeah. All you have to do is ratchet up a bit. When he performed, no one stood off to the side with a teleprompter feeding lyrics into it so he'd remember the words. Truth be told, Marty was unequaled as a live performance artist, but by two people. There's only two people better. Elvis and your man, the one you always talk about, Wayne Newton. Just in case Sean doesn't seem to think that is enough, an old acquaintance of mine at WSM Radio in Nashville told me that Elvis used to call in and ask that he play Marty's records because Marty Robbins was his favourite singer. So there, have a good vacation. I'm not going on vacation. By the time you do, I'll be headed for Donegal. That's a man, you know where this man lives? Antigua, on the Windward Isles, the West Indies.
Have you got one you play a Marty Robbins song?
I left my hometown
El
one bright
Paso.
summer's evening. He also he did record. Thank you for letting me know. He did record The Streets of Laredo. Any chance you could play anything by a singer called Imelda May? Still waiting you to play The Old Man for me.
Marty's in your core.
Is he? I can't reach that far.
We
I've
can
never
get
made
it.
that journey.
We can get it for
The
you.
day that I get out of here, the day that I get up from this chair and walk over to the core and select something will be the day that I'll say goodbye.
You played You're My First, My Last, My Everything by Barry White.
Yeah, but somebody brought it to me. I'm talking about me physically getting up and going over and getting something because I wanted to get something. That's beyond...
Would you not get Marty Robbins, Devil Woman? He's in there.
You'll have to come in here and get it for me.
Well,
you have
if
no
I
idea
get it-
what a great psychological leap this is for me to get up from this chair and go over there. Once I make that, it means...
What did you do? It'd be broadcasting history. Go on
no,
and pull your mic over as far as
No,
you can.
it would be crossing the line.
Go on, check your book, check your core
No!
book, and see
You
what
mean
number it's in.
Check the book? No,
Check
no.
your core book.
I stand here in the morning and I look at that core and I say, I'll never be in there.
Go on.
No, I'm not going in there. No,
Well, can I get it for you?
All right.
All right.
I like Ken to come in, though. What about Emma or Janet?
Janet
They
can
don't
get
like
it.
coming in here.
I know this.
They sense something evil.
I know. Like, what do you call them at the people? What do you call him? The murderer man.
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter. You're Hannibal.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much.
There's a call for you, Maggie.
Come into my car.
Call for you, Maggie.
Let me give you that little CD. I'll play it if you give it to me. But I can't reach it. Come in here. Come in here. Come in here. Come into my car. Bring me the CD and I shall play.
You should sit in there in darkness. You should broadcast in darkness. It's just a little light.
The flashlight under my chin.
Just a little light. And I'll send the girls in.
Come in. Come in. Come to my car. Is there somebody on the line
Maggie
here?
from Coleraine.
I think I'm losing my mind. Maggie, I'm terribly sorry. I pretend to be a spider, a Transylvanian spider.
You sure I'm in the right program, Gerry?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is, but anyway, I'll be gentle with you.
Okay, then.
What is it you require?
I'll tell you what it is. A dog has been found, a beautiful rough collie, and it has been with me over 2 weeks. and it's been well looked after and everything else, but I'm wondering, has nobody been looking for it? The dog warden has already been informed, but this dog is still with me, and we've put out posters and everything else, but nobody seems to be coming forward. And I'm wondering, could we just put it over the show that maybe somewhere somebody is missing this dog?
They're backward at coming forward, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
So describe the dog and tell me where you found it.
Where it was found in the Glen area.
Where's that?
Oh, the Glen. Is that out near, what do you call this, the St. Celia School?
Is this here in Derry?
Yes, of course,
You
yes.
have to tell the people because they don't know where you are, you see.
Well, the dog was found out that road.
Glen Road, which is just not too far from this studio, actually.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it was found by a lady who took it in. She formed the dog warden, and she had it 2 weeks. And obviously, she knows I rescue dogs, so therefore she got it to me. And I feel that this dog has been so well looked after by somebody out there that this dog needs to go back to its own home. It's a Lassie type dog, you know, Lassie Come Home.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, beautiful dog.
Uh-huh.
But I would love somebody who maybe they are missing it. If obviously they're not missing it, yes, we will rehome it. But at the moment, I would like to try my best to see if we can get this back to its owner. Maybe somebody's missing it, children or whatever.
Okay, does it have any kind of collar or anything like that?
No collar whatsoever on it. A very well-trained dog, very well kept, beautiful coat on her.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm trying my best to see if I'd get it back to its owner, if its owner wants it back.
Do you have a phone number?
Yes, I have.
You don't have to give it if you don't want to, because we have it anyway.
Yes.
All right, then.
That's okay.
Okay,
I
sure, absolutely.
appreciate Gerry, because I know you do like dogs.
I do indeed, yes. I do indeed.
But
all right, then.
many
Well,
thanks.
let's hope that somebody will claim that.
Yes, I hope so.
Okay, thank you.
Many thanks, Gerry.
Not at all.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
There's a gentleman on line 2 who does a Marty Robbins impersonation.
Oh, do I have to hear that?
Yes, it's James.
James who?
James.
Someone we know?
I don't know.
James, I'm sorry for being so dismissive without hearing you. But sometimes I've had a bad history of impersonators. Him in there, he won't do anything.
Okay.
You see, he's huffing now. Do you hear him huffing?
He's not huffing. James does a very good Marty Robbins, we're told.
There's a program, basically. Hold on a second. I just want to check something. There's a program.
Can I ask James?
I'm going to talk to James now in a minute.
But does James do it professionally?
I'll ask him. I'll talk to him now in a minute.
Well, no, because if James
I'll
is doing
talk to him now in a minute. Will you wait?
I want to know if James is out doing it or in the pubs and clubs. I would like to go and hear him because I am a big fan of Marty Robbins.
That's
all.
I'll talk to him in a
Well,
minute.
will you ask him those sorts of questions?
I'm ready with all the questions written down.
He's out on the road. And
I've got them all here.
Is he playing anywhere near Derry?
All right, I'll ask him all the questions.
That's all.
Incidentally, there's a program on tonight in BBC Northern Ireland. No, it's on tonight, Wednesday night. It's called Stuffed. It's by chefs Jenny Bristow and Kevin Dundon, the mentor to rival sisters, and I'm told in good authority that it's very good. It's on 7:30 tonight. BBC One is called Stuffed. And do you know who the voiceover is? The narrator.
Marty Robbins.
Roy Walker.
Oh, is it?
It's good, but it's not right.
Yeah.
What could you say about food?
I don't know.
In the Apple Square?
Come through
What's
the
that?
Apple Square.
It's good, but it's not quite right. Put it in the oven again.
I would watch that just to hear him.
I want to hear Roy.
What else could he say
I
about
don't know.
food?
What's good? Give us the fling for
There was
Roy
no.
Robbins.
See, I'm putting you on the spot
I
here.
know.
Put it in the Apple Square. That's a good
Let's
start.
put it in the Apple Square. Go through the Apple Square, missus. Eat what you see.
So that's on tonight, 7:30. It's supposed to be good. It's called Stuffed.
It's called Stuffed.
Stuffed.
It's great.
Yes, because they're
Right, Roy Orbison, or Ducks.
What's this man's name?
This is James.
James, sorry we had to leave you for that. It was an extended commercial for one of our own programmes. James, do you do Marty Robbins, do you?
You're very faint, Gerry. I can hardly hear you.
That's one of the faults on this desk. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just a lot of people complain about that. It's just the way it's Ken's fault, basically. People who are listening to this programme and who are talking back on the phone find it difficult to hear it. There's nothing else we can do about it. I'm sorry. We can hear you fine, though. Don't worry about that. So you do Marty Robbins, do you? Do you do it professionally? I'll ask him now.
Nobody here.
Did you know that Marty Robbins' grandfather was a Pinkerton man?
A Pinkerton man, a detective?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why Marty got the idea for the song Big Iron. They used the big long pistol, the big long barrel pistol, you know.
That's right, yes, I didn't realise that.
But he was a real country singer, Marty Robbins.
He certainly was.
Uh-huh.
Well-respected man, and indeed a first country and western singer ever to win an Emmy. A Grammy, sorry.
He's my favourite.
I would say so. And
by the way, Gerry, you were asking who I was. I was the fella that done the scene from the John Wayne film, you know.
What scene was that?
Radio Bravo, you remember John Wayne and Walter Brennan?
Yes, I remember you. I remember
He
you.
does all the voices. He's very good.
I remember him. Yes, and you do Marty Robbins as well.
Yeah.
Do you do this on a professional basis? Do you?
No, this is just I'm one of the unwashed that you talk about.
Well, do you want to do a wee bit of him now?
Yeah, I'll give you a wee bit. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Devil woman, you're evil, like the dark rolling tide, like the wind that brings high. You bring sorrow and grief. Made me ashamed to face Mary. Mary had the strength to tell. Skies are not so black. Mary took me back. Mary had broken your spell. Oh, devil woman, let go of me. Devil woman, let me be. Leave me alone. I'm going back home.
I see you use a variety of keys there.
Well,
and you sound like Elvis Presley the way he would sound like if he had never died. No, but that's a compliment. You sound like that. You don't sound too much like Marty Robbins, but you sound like an elderly Elvis. Well, that's all right. That sounds good.
As a matter of fact, it's good while since I heard Marty Robbins singing.
Well, maybe perhaps we could rectify that today. Have we got Marty Robbins El Paso?
I haven't got it, but I think we're looking for it.
It takes you a very long time.
I know, but I looked the core and he's been removed from the core.
By a dark hand.
But there's a man away now to try and get it.
I see that. I see a man vacating his seat.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Is there any other...
Before you go...
Oh, I'd like to hear other voices.
Gerry.
Yes.
Before you go...
Yes?
I hear Gerry's bringing Martha to the Balmoral show.
No, he's bringing Star. That's
his
new foal.
He said he had a goose that walked like John Wayne.
Well, they all do. Well, he was going to bring the goose initially, but then a foal was born and a star was born.
James does John Wayne.
Will you stop encouraging him?
Hey, Gerry, before I go, Gerry can say to Martha, "Why are you watching, Martha?"
You see?
that was worth waiting for, Sean. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye. You encourage him.
Aye.
You encourage him. Don't do that.
You're
Can't
a
get rid of them.
horrible wee man,
I know I'm a horrible wee man, but that's the way I am. People want me to play a number of people have asked me. I played a song which I played a long time ago, which is a very poignant song that affected a lot of people. Stop undermining me like this.
No,
we turn you off.
We should put you in the naughty step.
I'm not going on the naughty step.
You should, because you're very naughty to people.
Halfway up the stairs is the stair that I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it, and that's where I'm staying. Tom's song was recorded by Mary Murray. What a lovely song. A lot of people ask me to play it now. I don't play it all that often, but I think I should play it now. Have a listen to this. Beautiful.
Discreet
What a great song, and what a beautiful, beautiful voice. That's a young lady from Derry called Mary Murray. That's from an album called By Your Side. That song is called Tom's Song. I'm trying to put together, we're talking about the UK City of Culture, Derry, Stoke, Derry's bid to be the UK City of Culture, and I'd like to put together a lot of those artists, not your Phil Coulters at all, but the new people. And there's like Maven McGinley and her. And there's so much wonderful talent here, but nobody bothers about them. I hope we'll be able to do that.
Well,
you'll be included, of course.
You'll be putting on a show.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, yeah.
Where?
I'm not sure yet. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm working at it, yeah. But for radio and maybe television, yeah.
Wow.
It would not be great just to coincide with the City of Derry bid. We're trying to get it together, but we haven't got a lot of time. But there's just so many artists that people don't know about. And, I mean, did you hear that? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's world class. Marty's real name is Martin David Robinson. Marty Robbins.
There's a coffee in one, by the way.
Will you stop? Yes. You see, why don't they speak?
You say
hello,
hello.
Sorry, I know that. Hello, sorry about that. I hope you don't think I sounded rude there.
No, not at all.
It's my natural state. Anyway, how are you? What can we do for you
Not
today?
too bad, thank you.
Okay,
my name is Maria Drini, and
Yes.
I'm just ringing, put a little advert on about, I'm doing a walk from Mallinhead to Mizenhead.
Mallinhead to Mizenhead? That's what I call a stroll. I mean,
Well-
what's that, 300 miles?
300 and something miles, yes.
You're going to walk 300 miles?
Yes.
My God.
This proceeds going to Mary Carey and Macmillan Nurses.
Good girl. What kind of time have you given yourself to do that?
Hopefully about 2.5 to 3 weeks. It'll take us to walk it with walking.
Your feet will never be the same again after
No,
that.
they're not as right.
Well, in what way do you intend to make money? Do you collect money on the way, or what do you
Yes,
do?
we're hoping to collect money on the way, and I'm also having a fundraising night in Mayo Bridge Social Club.
Where's that?
Out in Mayo Bridge. Just
Sorry,
outside Newry.
I'm terribly bad. Where is Mayo Bridge?
Outside Newry in
That's
County
right.
Down, about
Okay.
4 miles.
All right then. So what night are you having there?
The 15th of May. It's Night at the Races with a difference. It's a cycling night.
Okay.
Where 4 people cycle for 3 minutes, and you just pick your winner out of that. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds good. Well, we encourage people to go to that. Have you ever been to Mallinhead?
No,
It's
never.
wonderful.
Is
It's
it?
wild. It's beautiful. On a
very
good
good.
on a good day, it's really nice. But on a stormy day, it's even better. Scary place.
Yes.
Anyway, listen. I wish you all the best of luck. Okay.
Okay, just to let them know, I start on the 31st of May.
31st of May. That's when
yeah.
you're doing it. But the night you're having is the
It's
15th.
It's the 15th of May in Mayo Bridge
Okay.
Social Club.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye. Bye. Great show yesterday, kid. After the great show, I built a brick corner in the middle of my living room. I beckoned Tommy, my cat, into this corner, looked all around, and I whispered to him in confidence, Gerry and Sean are very chipper this week. What would you put that down to? The joys of spring? Or a legal high? Tommy peered all around and whispered, the word in the street is that Mr. Coyle was seen coming out of a head shop in Stoke City. No, I said. Yes. Apparently a member of the PSNI surrounded him and said, Hey, you with the ricket legs, would you mind telling me what you're doing in that head shop? And Mr. Coyle replied, Officer, speaking in Latin, mea culpa, mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. I have been led astray by rascals, vagabonds, varmints, and people who are on the dole, and Catholics. I asked some young hoodies where I could purchase a flat cap, and they directed me to this vile and repulsive head shop. A likely story, I said. Did old Bill nick Thaddeus? No, said Tommy. The officer sent him on his way. Good, I said. Tommy, where do you stand on the big issue of the day? Should Geordie take his newly born foal to the Balmoral show? Tommy, imitating an animal, ruminated, thought, pondered, and said, The problem is lactation. Lactation, I enthused. That's the name of the game. Lay out the pros and cons as only a member of the feline family can. A newly born foal, said Tommy, requires to suckle the mother every few hours. If the young equine sprog is removed from its mother for any length of time, it could be fatal. However, said Tommy, the situation could be rectified if Geordie were to milk the mare, fill, say, 5 or 6 baby bottles with milk, bottle feed the foal at Balmoral. Sorted, I said. Not quite, said Tommy. Not only does the mother's milk provide, like a good mother's everywhere, she provides other things. Love, security, comfort, serenity. And where there is serenity, said Tommy, there is peace of mind. Then Geordie is horsed with his own petard, I yelled. There is a way. If old Geordie was to don a donkey jacket and roll around in the mare's pee, there's every chance that the young foal would accept Geordie as its mother. Sorted, I said. The young foal shall go to the Balmoral show. I watched to know as Tommy, head held high, back straight as a ramrod, went out the door like a Greek envoy who'd been sent to settle a dispute in Cullibaki, northwest of Athens. What a cat. And he never went to school. Tommy never set paw in any seat of learning. And there he is, able to do nearly anything. Yes, it's Kenny Archer. Yee-hoo! Yahoo!
If you like that country yodel, listen to my song. Even you don't know the words, you can hum along. When you get right to that yodel, I'll tell you what to do. Clap your hands and keep in time and try the yodel too. The first time that I heard that yodel many years ago, I was listening to a country show on the local radio. That's when I heard Slim Whitman sing those lovely yodeling songs. Now I want to learn to yodel and yodel all day long. Well, I got myself some records of Whitman's country songs. I listened and I practiced and tried to sing along. For days and weeks and months on end I'd yodel till that day old Slim and I could yodel in harmony. Since I learned to yodel, I'm busy with the band, singing at them country shows all across the land. When I'm out there on the stage, that's where I belong. I'll sing a few old country songs and yodel all night long. First time that I heard that yodel many years ago, I was listening to a country show on the local radio. That's when I heard Slim Whitman sing those lovely yodeling songs. Now I want to learn to yodel and yodel all day long.
That's Kenny Archer's latest single, Kenny Yodeling for Ulster. That's the country yodel. Someone on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry. Lois McKee from Clock.
Hello, how are you?
Not so bad, Gerry. Just down among the moorings here in this little known place on the map.
I know it.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Good. On the way to Down Patrick.
Is that where Rosemarie's from?
Pardon?
Is that where Rosemarie's from?
I don't know. She's from, I don't know, Gerry. It's the
She's
main
not
road
from
in
Clough.
Down Patrick.
Is she not from Clough?
Aye, Clock.
Clough. C-L-O-U-G-H.
Gerry, that book you have on about, where would I get a copy?
Right. As a matter of fact, I've got an email here. Let me just check. Oh, everything's stuck.
No, don't worry about it.
Now, hold on a second.
Sorry.
Hold on a second. Apparently, it doesn't say. There is one copy in... only one copy in any library in Northern Ireland, apparently.
Right.
I think it's Balnahinch.
Aye, Balnahinch is our...
Did you know
I
that?
have never laughed so much in all my life.
I'm gonna feature
At
extracts
that
from
book,
that.
it was so funny. The extracts you read.
I know, but it's a
It's
serious book.
hilarious.
It
That
is.
guy has a real sense of humour.
That's wonderful. Listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. I really did. Gerry, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes?
There used to be a wee thing on after your show, 5 to 12. I did a couple of them days like this, and I took it off.
That's right.
And, I mean, it was great because members of the public, like myself, got on, had a voice.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll do that again. You see, you can't. It's very hard to
Harvey
keep that
Smith
up.
did it.
It's very hard to keep that up with fresh stories every
I'd
day.
never done broadcasting before, but I really enjoyed it. It was hard work, like the 5 minutes doing it.
I know people think I'm just slacking here. No, I know what you mean. It's hard work, and
But
it's.
I'd love to know why they took it off.
Well, it just they just
I
had a
think it's
series.
one.
And,
Sorry, Gerry.
no, they just probably had a series of it, and then they did something else.
I know.
Maybe they'll go back and do it again.
I hope so.
All right,
and
then.
Gerry, you sound reinvigorated this morning. You've got a new lease of life.
I was in a head shop. All right, then. See you
Take
later.
care, you and Sean.
Bye.
Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Bye. Just turned on before 11 o'clock, says Niall, and a great string piece was on. What was it called? It was called Planxty Stack Allen from an album called A Fond Kiss by the West Ocean String Quartet. And you can hear them live on this programme on Friday morning, along with Dan Eggs. We'll end with a little track from them. This is it. No, it's not. It's Kenny Archer. There is a difference. That was called Out on the Ocean. West Ocean String Quartet. Back tomorrow. Goodbye.
Thanks, Gerry. It's 12 o'clock. This is Talkback with Wendy Austin. On the programme today, Margaret Ritchie on the Talkback election phone-in. Your questions for the SDLP leader on their key policies. Jobs. Where should the cuts fall? If elected, will they turn up at Westminster? And after one, swinging cuts in youth and community funding. Is your job or scheme under threat? Let me know. And hunky-dory, they ain't. More on those sexy ads. The IRFU wants them pulled. The hunky-dory man defends his policy. That's on Talkback today.